This question actually offers three possible answers. Your job is to carefully look back and read and think. Remember that many of us, the first time through a paragraph, are just making sense of the individual words and sentences. To go back and truly explore the big idea, in this case, stated in the topic sentence, you need to take the time to ask questions of yourself. Okay, why is the history of Rome such a big challenge? Well, first off, they talk about how there are many different stories within the Roman Empire. Second, they begin to describe how in the earliest time period, there were not enough sources to draw strong conclusions. That in fact, we have to look more at artifacts here than we do written sources. That takes a very different skill. Then they describe how in the later part of the Roman Empire, the opposite problem takes over. There were too many different sources, and you began to get what they call competing evidence, where several people might have written about the same event, yet described it in different ways. Your job as a student and a reader is to be able to summarize and put some of this into your own words. So why is studying history difficult? Large empires were so complex that each region had a unique story, and that if historians really want to make sense of a time period, they have to understand all of those individual stories and how they tie together. Another answer might be not only does that require historians to locate those artifacts, which is a challenge in itself, but it also requires them to be scientists in a way, drawing conclusions from ancient objects or physical remains using scientific methods, but also through a lot of guesswork and triangulation of evidence that we'll talk about later. Finally, suddenly now they must be detectives, evaluating these different sources for which are the most credible, considering the perspectives that they are bringing, and trying to create an actual version of events from all of these different data points. Much like a police officer has to figure out what happened during a crime using a host of different types of evidence.